Hey, what's up? I'm like going to work, and this is Danish time. This is like 9:28 in the morning. I know you're all sleeping, Doc. Doc, I'm sorry I went live on you yesterday, but my phone, man, just got, you know how it is. When, the technology don't want to work, or you want it to work, it is what it is. But let's get down to it, man. I'm kind of too old school for this shit. I'm 50, going on 51. Actually, I'm becoming 51 in a month from now. So, I'm getting old. I'm getting too old to hear about Five God, Kwame Brown, Miss 504, who's too solid, who's real, who's not, who's the shit. What the fuck? Do you think Snoop, he's coming home? And I just saw this real motherfucker, this real. No, he said, hey, hey, honey, how are you, man? Give her his sweetheart a kiss. Go into his kiss. That's pretty old now, but they live at daddy's house because it's fun and games and shit. You can make music there. You can go to a swimming pool. So they visit their pops. Just a pop, Uncle Snoop. It's their pop. That's how old I am, motherfuckers. I even older than them. I'm even older than Snoop. So you motherfuckers, listen here. I'm tired of hearing you bitching about who's solid, who's real. I know Doc is solid. I know for a fact Doc is solid. I know Tommy is solid. Uh, why I know this is because he's showing him, he's showing his real size, like who he really is and who he's not. It's not about how many people you shot, how many people you killed, how many people you. It's how many people you inspired to do good shit. It's not. I can talk, and I'm going to talk for days about my life of crime. Sadly enough, that's what I can make my fucking dough of today, to this day after the COVID. I can't play gigs enough because I'm kind of, I'm not even guilty, but I'm guilty because they think I'm guilty of some shit that I didn't even, yeah, I did some fuck shit. I met up that when I wasn't ready, but not at all what these fuckers are talking about. I did that when I was young, like they are. They're young. They're almost 10 years, they're over 10 years younger than me, most of them. 10 years younger. Even Doc is 8 years younger than me. 7 years younger it is, I think. So you see what I mean? I'm an old motherfucker. I'm tired. I love listening to Doc because we're talking about real life, real shit. We're not talking about who came out of jail and who was solid. And you see, we talked about that a long time ago when we were young, when we didn't know where the fuck we should go because people were like being idiots. You know, you come out of jail in a certain time in your life. Haven't you watched uh, where it was, tell me a movie? Donnie Brasco, he tried to turn his life around. You see, I just hear big homies not trying to turn their life around. Uh, and why the fuck not? It's time to turn your life around. Being on YouTube talking like girls will never bring you anywhere. Just, I saw him. I'm going to fuck him up next time I see him. I know that it'll be a match in heaven if I ever met those. I would love it because he He see me as a coward, as a junkie, as a nothing, you know, and that's good. Just let him see me as that. That's good. Just let him have all the narratives and all that shit. I don't care. Because, if that's what he think, I can't even try to explain a motherfucker who's not even 40 yet that, hey, listen here, in 10 years' time, in 13 years' time, 14 years' time, you'll understand what I meant. And he would be like, what? What do you mean? Oh, no, I'm real. I'm real. You get tired. Suddenly, you lose all your. See, I'm not losing hair and shit like other motherfuckers. You see, I'm not getting bald. And actually, getting bald is not bad. It's just showing you got too much testosterone in your body. Not anymore, not anything else. But listen here, I think even those would love to meet me in real life and fight me, because it would be a release. He thinks that I'm this easy, PC motherfucker just to sit around. And you see, I fall in the trap now. Did you hear that? Did you hear it, people? Did you listen? If there were any people here, they would listen. I just talk about all that shit I don't want in my life. Then I mentioned a motherfucker. And instantly, I'm talking about fighting. And I'm 51. Actually, I have to say I'm 51, I can't say I'm 50 anymore. My birthday is coming up. So actually, I am more 51 than I'm 50. Um, so it is what it is. But being 50 and listening to all these youngsters talking about who's real and who's not. I remember when I was 36, 37, it was like I still hanged out at the real places. I still did stupid shit. I still do stupid shit to this day. I'm not saying that I'm an angel, not at all. Um, I love the life of God, but there's a lot I missed out on because of my being real. You know what I mean? Doing crime, doing time, couch surfing, all that shit. You see, to be a real motherfucker, if they what they call real is actually being a piece of shit. You see, real is having your own fucking shit together. Like Tommy, Doc. I'm not actually having my shit. I have my shit together, but I'm in a place where I can't do shit because my wife, she used a very, very known and dangerous trick on me. And my ex-wife, I have to say that because people think that I'm in love with her or something because I call her my wife. You see, it's been a year since she threw me out, and it's okay. It's okay. It is what it is. In life. But being 50, I should never have gone into the altercation with her. I should have said, yeah, 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 yeah. I should have continued with that, and then I should have said to her in a quiet state of mind, I should have said, listen here, it don't work out. Let's get and I know she would have made a fucking big thing out of it. But you see, sometimes life is what it is. And you can't go from each other without a big bang. You see, I never, ever, ever, ever wanted to be uh, like this in my age, 50 years. I was living in a house, having it all, having a good life, and suddenly being homeless from like 1 second to the other. And people may think, oh, he's talking about that all the time. How the fuck would you think? What the fuck would you think? And it's kind of funny. There's always this person that's on here. Every time I mention that being homeless for 1 second to another, the person falls off. So I know who the person is. But to say that I'm sure, I'm not by any means. But seeing what I've seen from this person, I'm shocked and I'm not mad. Um, there's nobody I'm mad at, to be honest. Because being mad is like a waste of time, and the time is motion. You see, people want to be very smart. They want to be the examples on YouTube that can do it all. Who I bought this and I got this, I got that, I got this. This is not what life is about. It's not about materialistic things. Life is about what I see now. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of people trying to get this to fit in. You see, this was a what we call, when you go to Turkey, these bazaars. They got bazaar. Um, it's a very famous thing they got down there where you can buy all the spices, all the things. But they had to make because it didn't work out. Actually, this hall where they got all their foods and all the shit, but it didn't work out. It was the first attempt of making a street food place here but it was only for the Middle Eastern people. So you see, that didn't work out that good. So now they're making it for all people. And it was for all people before, but Danish people, they're like, oh man, it's dangerous if they don't know who the man is they're buying the salad from. What the fuck? It is kind of stupid. Danish people have what do we call it? A Yender law. It's very weird. But I love this place. It's a big hall, and I go here. It's chill. It's chilly. There's a lot of people holding here because there's peace and quiet. I can hear one bang. It's not normal. Actually, there's been a lot of work, but they're finished soon. Oh, this camel. If you can see, no, you can't see it from here, can you? Almost. You could. But I always sit there with my drinks, and I make a YouTube video sometimes. That's why I don't have any pictures on because it's not the nicest background or anything. But I'm not going for that. I'm just going for the storytelling about what's the difference in my opinion about these YouTubers who's like talking about this. Uh, why don't they just buy? Why? I don't understand this. Don't you have news outlets and all that kind of? I know United States is huge on tabloids and shit like that. Isn't that where it come from? Well, it comes from Europe. I know that because we bring it to you guys. And I think the Hispanic are big on storytelling and shit like that. So you got all that like folklore. Danish old mythology is like a pagan religion. They call it today. But I found something weird out. You see, our old beliefs. It's because it was Nordic. We have Nordic beliefs. I don't believe in like Thor and Odin and all that shit, but I'm saying that's where we come from. You see, and I found then I was doing some research about uh, old Danish mythology, old Nordic mythology, and I was like, what the fuck? Why do we have a swastika in our mix? It's the sun symbol, but don't it come from Asia? Asian? And I was like, what? What the fuck? What's going on here? And I was like, it can't be like we use it on our stones that are like before time. No, it's not before time, but it's before, it's like it's in year 600, year 700. They found some stones with a swastika on it. And I hate that simple thing. It was a beautiful, simple before. Um, but then we got, that was kind of weird. You see, Germany took our country. Even though we were against them, we couldn't do shit. We had our resistance. My grandpa was actually big in the resistance, and I'm proud of that. Um, he fucking they did not. I don't think they killed anybody. Literally killed them. They blew a lot of fucking transportation lines, transportation system with trains. They blew the train stations up and the trains up with a lot of goods, all their guns and shit. My grandpa was in on that shit. I know that for a fact. But I don't know. But if you asked him about all the war shit, he was like being so quiet about it. It was like, what the fuck? Because, being against the Germans, it was like everybody was helping the Germans back, women and shit. Um, there were a lot of snitches. Unfortunately, money talks sometimes, bad people like motherfuckers, Danish motherfuckers who were like who hated Jews and shit. They were like telling where the Jews were and who was hiding them. And my grandpa actually escaped because he was hiding Jews with some of his friends that was hiding. We had a rate of 95% of our Jewish people got saved because of the Danish, all the Danish fishermen. They held them over from Denmark to Sweden. You see, Sweden was not a war country, so why? I don't know why Hitler never went into Sweden. I don't know, but I heard that he went over Sweden to go to Norway because Norway, they fucking went to war. They were like the craziest, but Norwegian people always been the craziest motherfuckers. They're the nicest people when it comes down to it. But try to fuck them over, man, they get mad. You see, they were putting up a fight in against the Nazis, and but winning was a problem back then because they were doing good from 39 to 42. They were like, but from 42 to 30 for 45, it was downhill from them. You know, they lost it all. But what I wanted to say, this stream took a turn. I'm sorry. It was not to talk about war, but I was thinking about my grandpa. See, my age, it is some people have the family until they're like 60, 70. But I lost my parents last year. Oh no, sorry, 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, and I got two brothers. That's all I got, but that's enough because I love my brothers. They are good. good men. They are good brothers. They are what I love the most in this life. I really love them. I literally love them so much, because they're helping me. You see, I'm going to work now. I'm shooting the shit for like, then I read the shit, a couple of times. And people, I hope you have a good one. But listen here, to all your oldies, it's not about being real and being solid blood or solid grit. Listen here, I'm literally talking with all kind of fractions from the criminal and different hoods around Denmark, around Europe. Um, we are having a quiet sit down, talking about how to fix the problems we got, like with the gangs out, uh, the hood, under the ghetto. You see, we can't do that much out there. It's like, how the hoods are. Yeah, a hood is a hood. And they have some, uh, I don't know how to explain it. If you haven't been there, you don't know how the fuck it is. You see, it's Middle Eastern, you know, fractions, and they're not all bad, not at all. They're just products of the wrong environment. They want to smoke some cigarettes like I do now. They want to have some fun. Uh, they don't want to go to school, even though it's mandatory here in Denmark. It's mandatory all over the world, I think, where it's like kind of okay to live. United States, Europe, you know, and also Asia and shit. School is very important. So, but they don't want to go to school. You know how it is. So they don't. They don't go to school because the police don't want to go out there, and SSP, that's the social something police. Um, they don't even want to go out there. They're afraid because they get like they throw stones at them and shit. Let me be honest, I can't stop laughing because I was one of them small motherfuckers once. But it's bad when I laugh. Last time they said, Max, you gotta stop laughing. You gotta stop laughing because it's not funny, not at all. We are like the law. I said, yeah, I know. That's why they're doing it. But then they sent me down. I was then motherfucker tried to talk him down. And I said, let's go, man. Stop it. They don't want to talk today. I just want. It's not about putting them to jail or anything. It's just giving them food, um, giving them cigarettes. Actually, I always have like 4 packets of. We smoke Prince of Denmark here. That's our best brand, the most expensive brand, I may say. Our queen smokes the same brand. But they smoke that brand, and so I have 4 packets of that. They're very expensive. Well, they're not very expensive. It's the most expensive brand. That's what I wanted to say. So of course they smoke that. But it is a good brand. I smoke it myself. But it's like I think when you come from nothing, small things is important in life, like a brand of cigarettes. something that's not that important for us. You know, also their branded clothes. They got the polos. Like I go out there today, I have Fred Perry on. I got Hummel. You don't know that? That's a Danish brand. It's very expensive. Trousers on. They're black. You can't even see it. It's down here. The logo is. It's one of these smart logos. You can't even see the logo. It's there. You can't even see it. It's like it's black in black. You can see it in certain. You know, if you stand in the sun, you can see. Oh shit! It's Hummel. Yeah, it's the new guy from Hummel. He's one of the richest men in Denmark. Oh, this is home roll. If you don't know what I mean. But now they're making it so you can eat all kind of. Uh, you can eat street food. You know, from Miami street food. There's one called the Booth. Then besides that, there's New York street food. There's one of these hot dogs stands. You know, you always see in the in Europe. You know, that's kind of funny. You know, shit like that. Even though they taste like ugh. One of these hot dogs from where you live, they taste like shit. The only place they can make real hot dogs in this fucking world is Danish hot dogs. Believe me. If you taste one of them, you know there are pickles on it, and then there mustard, uh, ketchup, and a dressing you don't got called remoulade. That's some yellow shit with some pickle shit in it. It tastes wonderful. Actually, the drummer from Metallica, he was always taking it with him home with some fucking Liverpool style. You don't know what that is either. I heard about that. I don't know if it's true. I should know if it was true because I'm a musician. With no people in the box. Because I'm speaking in another language and I am doing this in a, you know, I'm not a famous rock star anymore. I was. Yeah, I was. And I'm going to make a program about it, a show. And that will bring a lot of people to the table because I'm going to have some people with me, and I already have a man who's going to do it. So it's going to be lit. It's going to be cool because it's going to be something of another, let's say, of another. You're not used to that, okay? You're not used to the fame, and you're not. That's how it is. You are not used to it because the fame is something you don't have in how do I explain that? Your own friend zone. You like where like me and Dog is. Dog, he's gonna he's for like the functionals, but you haven't seen Kincaid. I'm on sound. I sound. I've made some records. You can go to the library and get a record with me. How many can say that about themselves here? Maybe McMean. He's the only one that's around these parts that's doing it. McMean and I talked to McMean. I wanted to work with him, but I thought he would be the that I should record something, send it to him, that he could remix it and shit like that. I didn't know. I didn't. He didn't ask me for email or anything, so because I'm literally, I want to do a, because I'm doing a comeback. Don't call this a comeback. And it's not a comeback, but it is kind of. Listen here, this is what I'm going to do today. I might as well put you into it. This is my life story. You're going to get it. I'm literally going to read it for you. I know you don't give a fuck, but okay. Now you're going to get what I'm going to do. This is my job. Okay, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Voices from the Street. Hello, my name is Mass Robert Rasmussen. But my name was Fensmore before. We'll come to that. Today I'll take you around the tour, and I hope you feel like coming with me. Yes, I have had a career, if you want to call it that, as a homeless and an addict in all the big cities in Denmark and in Europe. And under the way I've been the champion in b-boy. I have a very promising music career, but my addiction cost me it all. Uh, my start on the half-growing life, I'm a child. I'm hit of what you call today HD, ADHD, but didn't call it that back then. Uh, you called it. You were very, very difficult. You were a difficult child. But I was one of the kids. Yeah, I am one of the kids who's getting thisolide. That's a benzodiazepine. I'm only 6 and 7 when I'm getting this the first time. My dad is a very successful art director who made one of the most famous shit in Denmark called Who Can Bill Can. That's a very very famous. I can't translate it totally, but it is what it is. And but that gave me a lot of time with my very young mom. She can't control me, and the benzodiazepines don't make it anything easier for her. And the doctors is prescribing this. Today, you would say that it was like she was failing as a mother, but you didn't see it like that back then. You'll feel. I feel a certain kind of enjoyment from the benzodiazepines, but not at all as it should work, because I get very like I get up. I get up like you do on like up drugs like cocaine and shit. But I want to take you on a where you'll meet the top of the society and the bottom of the fucking gutters. And I'll tell you about how it is a miracle that I'm standing here today. And yeah, and then I'm standing here, and that because I've lied just behind here. I've lied in this water, you see, half naked, without any life pulse. That is what it is. Here's my persona. Here in the junior club, I come. I learned how it is to go in smart clothes. This you today would call swag. We smell to the girls, smell a little to the beers. I was not afraid of me that because I wasn't infected, or not infected. I was on benzodiazepines, and that made me like want to try it all. So my first like real alcohol thing start. Uh, I'm to a party, but the party ended in a biker bar, in the biker castle, where I'm so drunk. and smoke very high. I'm very fascinated. But in the real time, in the real world, I'm a big sports talent. For you don't know about it. Owns a ball club. That's a ball club, a ball club. Uh, and later I'll become a very famous dancer for MCs. A lot of the MCs in the industry. A lot of the Danish MCs, you won't know them anyway. But it ended with I'm getting picked up. I wasn't. They couldn't contact me because I was so far out. I'm only 9 years old. I'm fascinated by bikes and shit. Where I meet Bob, Bob shows me uh, he had this cool this motherfucking leather vest, and there was standing something on it. And I'm very fascinated. And Bob shows me how it is. It's easier to score a lady. It is. So he shows me all the different places. So he shows me this gangster, and I'm only 9 years old. Let me tell you this: I'm only 9 years old. He shows me this gangster. I'm not that old, but he says, "Man, I'm gonna show you." And he says to me, "Man, I can use you, kid. You want to earn some small pocket change?" And I said, "Yeah, man." And he gave me like some shit, and you know, he gave me my. He said, "Can I get your school bag?" And he took my school bag. I was ditching school because I was having a ball in town. It is what it is. Because you could think, why did my mom didn't kick in? She couldn't do shit. My dad couldn't do shit. And I'm 9 years old, so I used my fucking school bag to smuggle hash in it. Uh, I'm 9 years old, man. So the I'm coming in the parking lot. That's where we sleep. I'm 9 years old. As I said, there's some of the roots, some of the what do you call it, roots, some of the some of the some of the small G's from the town is living in this because back then around us it was what you would call it wasn't that it wasn't that it was not a very expensive area like it is today. So my first night as a homeless, I'm sleeping in that parking lot. I'll never forget it. I tried to sit up sleeping a whole night through, Uh, 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 when I come, because they don't want to go home to all these shit they got waiting for. They have like in store for me. They wanted me to do this, they wanted me to do that. I don't want to do shit, all that shit. So I don't want to go home. I've slept in a lot of when you go inside, a lot of stairs. I've slept very bit, but you have to clean. From you could get warmth from on the cellar. A lot put warmth on the cellar back then. It was not that bad, but you have to keep notice from this if you're a homeless person. You have to clean up after you always, because if you clean up after you and make it nice and lookable, even more lookable than it was the day before, then they'll let you sleep there again. But it's hard for a 9 year old kid sleeping outside. But the thing is, uh, we knew this guy called Vaughn. He was kind of a pervert, because today you would say that he was a pedophile. But back then, he was not a pedophile. He was what you would call a predator. That was the right word. He didn't get through with all his ideas and what he was thinking in his brain, but he had it in his mind because he gave us burgers, he gave us everything, and burgers were quite. You gotta understand, this is Denmark. This is fucking 1970, fucking 1980. So that bullshit motherfucker. But back then, it was what you would call the ghetto. It was slum. It was like we was the kids, from the slum. So it was not that good. But what you want to go with me to see how it really is? It is what it is. I'm here where we stand. There you can see we can go there because I'm going small, getting late for the appointment I've got. We start here with the sports, you know, sports place where we all was hanging out back then. We were all having a good time, and we were all hanging out. The reason why we went there so often because there was like a roof over our head. It looks the same. It looks exactly the same, uh, but it is. But it is. It's a good. It's a funny period in my life. It's where we meet the girls. We are like taking it on, and that's where I met Heron for the first time. I meet Finn, and Finn is putting like uh, in the bong. He's putting like how can I call it? He's putting like heroin on the top of the bong. I already smoked hashish. We didn't come to that, but because I wanted to tell you the story with the real essence in it. Uh, and the truth is, he put heroin on it, and I never forget the feeling. The feeling was very følelsen var meget ekstrem, og meget virkelig, og meget, jeg var ligeglad med, hvad der skete, og der skete noget. Så, så øh, og der er det vi første gang hører, at Bob første gang får at vide, selvfølgelig for mig hele verden er rigtig dejligt. Men en af konsekvenserne kommer ret hurtigt, Bob, jeg har set op til ham med lædervesten, ham med damerne, der lærte mig det hele. Han er desværre på en overdosis. Og det går heller ikke rigtig mange år, før vi oplever det. Men jeg er blevet lidt ældre nu, og her går vi friluftsdag. Jeg møder model Ronny herude. Model Ronny, han er 4 år ældre end mig. Han er meget på specielt fætter. Jeg er ballade, som det passer ham. Gør hvad der passer ham. Model Ronny er meget, vi prøver meget. Vi kører selv for vandet med Ronnys bil, fra fælder bil og kører med anden. Så ser man, at de har påvirket at køre. Så jeg også slukke forholdet og køre siden af prisen. 160 km i timen igen. Det er simpelthen så sindssygt, at vi overlevede i dag. Det er helt mærkeligt, som jeg har sagt før. Men det jeg vil sige med det, det er, så har Ronny vil lave hurtige penge. Sagt, så har Ronny sørget for dagen. Og vi laver nogle gode penge. Men Med med Ronny, og vi tager rundt på forskellige strande og står og hygger os og laver alt muligt.